Hey everybody, what's up? It's Mac here. Welcome back to another very exciting video. This is the first video in a new series. We're calling it, what are we calling this? We'll call it Let's Code. Let's build a website. I don't know, something. I did a video introduction. I did it like an introduction video to what this is going to be. So I'll link you to that. But I thought the best way to start off would be trying to find a good text editor to use. There are about 1 million of these. I've gone through and gotten not every text editor that I can get my hands on, but all the ones that are of note that stood out to me a little bit. The popular ones, the ones that I thought had interesting features, and I thought we could just go through them and see which ones kind of work the best. I've done a little bit of work trying to sketch out what we're looking for in a browser. So we're looking for functionality like autocomplete, find and replace, split screen, that type of thing. And then I just want it to look good. Like ultimately, a lot of these browsers are going to do kind of the same thing. And if they do it well, they do it well. So what it's going to come down to is whatever environment you're most comfortable working in. Theming is a big thing. If we have theming customization, that's going to be a big point in the right direction. But to start off with, I thought we'd just go with like the most humble text editor we can. If you're on a PC, that's Notepad. If you're on a Mac, that is TextEdit. So before we can do any text editing, before we can write any HTML or CSS, we have to do a little bit of setup inside of TextEdit. The way to think about it is, if you're on a PC, you've got Notepad and WordPad. WordPad does rich text editing, RTF, and that's going to support formatting, fonts, spacing options, that type of thing. And then Notepad supports plain text, which is just text. And that's what we need to do to write HTML and CSS. We need to be able to write in plain text and then just save it with the proper file extension. Now, if you're on a Mac, we have one app that does both, and that's TextEdit. So we basically just have to do a little bit of setup to get to a point where we can write plain text. So when we open up TextEdit, we'll go to TextEdit, go to Preferences. Under here, what we need to do is switch from Format to Plain Text. And then under Open and Save, we're going to do display HTML files as HTML code instead of formatted text. By default, if you open up an HTML file in TextEdit, it's going to basically render HTML. Not to the full extent that a browser like Safari would, but it's going to try to render out the HTML instead of editing it. So make sure that's checked. By default, it's not. And then down here, we're going to change the encoding to Unicode UTF-8. I don't actually think that makes much of a difference, but whatever. It's a good thing to do. So we'll do that, hit exit, and that's going to change the default settings. To change this actual window that we're in to plain text, we'll just go up to Format and then make plain text. And you'll notice all of our formatting options are gone, and we just have a blank window now. That means we're writing plain text. So for the most part, these are going to function exactly the same, Notepad and TextEdit. So let's just start writing. We'll start with the CSS, I guess. So let's do header 1. And then we'll do a body tag here. And let's do background color equals RGB and 0 red. We'll do like 20 green, 35 blue. Close that up. And close that up. And then we'll go ahead and save that as our CSS file. So jump in here. We'll do css.css. Save. Then we'll come over here. First thing we need to do is declare doctype HTML. Close that tag. HTML language equals English. Close that. Close up the HTML. Then I'll go ahead and open up the header here. And then what we want to do is we'll bring in a title. Hello world. Close up that title tag. Come over here and we need to do link. href equals css.css. This isn't going to be in the same folder as our CSS file, so we just need to tell it, hey, look at that CSS file for our CSS. And then we'll open up the body. We'll do class is equal to body. And close that up. And then we'll, whoops, close up the body tag. And then let's see, what do we need to do here? We need to come in here and we need to do h1. Make sure we use the proper class for that, which is going to be header 01. And we'll do hello world. Same thing with the paragraph here. Do the p tag, come in here, class equals that class that we just set up, p01, type some text, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. We're going to get into one of the few differences between the two here, in that TextEdit actually does support text wrapping, so that's cool. So then we'll do Command S, Command S, save that as HTML.html. So I think we got that all fixed up. That's all good. We created a website, and just like with Notepad, TextEdit, same type of situation. It's not a great situation. You can write HTML and you can get it to work and you can technically do split screen or whatever, but it's not an ideal situation to be in. We're writing plain text, so we're writing our code, but our text editor doesn't know we're writing code, so we're not getting any kind of assist. It feels weird to rank these, but TextEdit, I guess, gets a little bit of an edge because it does do text wrapping, but we also had to like change settings just to get it to work. So it's a wash. You can write HTML on these, wouldn't recommend it. Not a great option. That being said, thank you for watching the video, everyone. I do appreciate that. If you liked the video and you want to let that be known by liking or leaving some kind of comment below, that'd be awesome. If not, don't worry about it. That's all for this video. I will see you in the next one, where we're going to take a look at Emacs. Because I don't know, why not? It's probably not going to be super exciting. I'd probably skip that one. It seemed like a good idea when I initially conceived the concept. So